Alright, hello Cameron, welcome back to the channel. This of course is another anime reaction video, and fuck, I swear to god I will get back to Haikyuu eventually, but I've just been kind of thinking, Haikyuu's like a good series for like hype reactions, but from my experience in reacting to season 3, it's not that great in terms of like discussions that like I want to do for these sort of reactions, like I'm doing for Gintama, where I generally do a lot of talking and speculating about the future of the series. I'm just kind of doing this whole reaction thing. I'm really like playing it by ear, just figuring it out as I go along. But I'll get to it eventually. Another huge reason why I'm still doing Gintama instead of doing other things is because I'm just really enjoying watching Gintama. It's a lot of fun just seeing everything go down. And there's also the fact that we're getting pretty close to the potential end of the sort of Judas era of subs for this whole reaction series. Because if you don't know, the first few reactions was to Judas subs, that group is fan subs of Gintama, and I was recommended I check out a different subgroup called Rumble subs because they would have better like translators notes so I could understand specific jokes better, jokes that rely on knowledge of Japanese language and potentially Japanese culture and history and things like that. But unfortunately, they didn't start until episode 21, so the 100 gigabytes that I had to torrent, part of that, the first 20 episodes being Shinsen, was basically useless. I spent a lot of time waiting for all of this whole 100 gigabyte thing of all of the Gintama episodes to download or torrent, only for part of it to be useless and potentially all of it to be useless because I don't actually know how good Rumble will be. We'll find out. But then after Rumble, after episode 165, it's horrible subs, which I'm pretty sure they don't exist anymore, obviously, which is unfortunate. But I'm pretty sure those are just straight rips of Crunchyroll subs, which I've heard are also not very good. So, I mean, we'll figure it out when we figure it out. That's a long way away. We don't have to worry about that for a while. So for now, we should just get into episode 19 of Gintama. As always, the links to the full uncut reaction on Pixel Drain or BitChute will be available in the description below. So go check those out and then come back here for the discussion. Pretty much everything I said during the ED is what I wanted to say about this episode. It was definitely it was not a bad episode by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think you could say that about any Gintama episode so far. Like, even if you don't like the way these episodes go, because I've frequently being told by people in the comments that a lot of people will drop Gintama early on because they don't like how slow the start is. And I think that's a problem with how much people hype up the series. I do know there will be like serious arcs later on, but I'm just trying to enjoy it for what it is right now. I've never got on board with the argument of it gets better later on. Like, come on, man. If you don't like it at its worst, even at the worst parts of it, it's probably like important to your like appreciation of things that come on later. So come on, just watch it from the start and don't skip anything unless it's actually pointless to the rest of the series or like not enjoyable even a little bit. But I can see like with this episode as to why people might not be as into Gintama at the start than others, because this episode just kind of like flew by for me. It was just kind of like, "Ooh, it's over now?" Jesus. Because I was just having fun just watching it, enjoying it for what it is. Like, I'm sure this won't be anywhere near my favorite. Like, there's like what, like 367 episodes of Gintama, not including the two movies and then the final movie. So that's a lot of Gintama. This episode will probably like really low in my favorite episodes, but I can still enjoy it now for what it is on my way to like completing Gintama. Like, I know it's a cliche to say this, but it's more about, enjoying the journey than it is about reaching the destination. And that's probably a lot of the problem people have when they're starting with Gintama, is that they set out with the goal of getting to a specific point, and everything that comes before it is just like shit. You gotta slog through just to get to the quote unquote good part, which I say that, but I haven't even watched something like One Piece, where that's kind of the whole point of like the story. Even I'll get to One Piece eventually. I just haven't found the motivation to start it. All right, that was another great comedy-filled episode. Again, I feel like, and I apologize if I didn't really speak much throughout this episode. There wasn't much to talk about. It was mostly just like a fun comedy episode, which I still really enjoyed the episode. I just want that to be clear. It was a really funny episode. I love the dynamic they were going through for this entire episode, where Gintoki and Hijikita basically have the exact same reactions to everything, always trying to pretend to be real tough. Like, man, if these were like real people, I would totally pay money to have like an OVA of them watching like a horror movie together, like being forced to watch a horror movie. That would be entertaining as hell. Just to see Gintoki and Hijikito watching a horror movie, constantly saying how they're not scared and then shitting their pants. But there is like a little bit of a interesting like look into the world, so to speak, because so it wasn't a ghost at all. It was this fucking alien creature with really gray skin that looks like a human woman, but is actually more like a mosquito. It's like a hybrid between a human and a mosquito, but it's an alien creature, and it's like, so there probably other like Amanto that are humanoid looking but have like attributes of animals similar to like animals from Earth, which is just really weird to think about. And I wonder if that's going to be something that comes up in the future. And like I was saying, what was I saying? Shit, no, I don't remember. Whatever. Yeah, but overall, pretty great comedy episode. Not one of my favorite episodes of comedy, and definitely not one of my favorites in terms of actual like story, because there wasn't a whole lot in terms of story progression, whatever kind of story progression there is in this early sections of, well, okay, not story progression, but more like world building. There was less of that in this episode, and it's pretty good in terms of comedy. Not my favorite, but still a great episode. So I'm looking forward to the next set to see what kind of things we get then, because that is also, like I said earlier in the video, when we're going to be trying out Rumble subs to see how those go. And this is unconfirmed, but I mean, like, some people were saying in the comments how they usually change OPs every like 20 or so episodes, so we might be getting a new OP soon. That might just be like perfect if the new OP shows up on episode 21 when we're trying out the new subgroup or the new fan subs. But we'll see. We'll find out everything about that in the future. So if you like this video, make sure to smash that like button. If you want to see more, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single upload. Thank you all for watching. See ya.